Hello, I'm Hannah Wallace and welcome to Finextra. Today I'm joined by Pat Patel, Content Director of Money 2020, and we're going to be discussing this year's event in Amsterdam. Pat, it's great to have the opportunity to speak to you today.
Thanks for having me.
So Pat, we're very excited about joining you in Amsterdam this year, and I'm dying to know, what do you think are going to be the main themes and what will be the hot areas of discussion this year, do you think?
The thing with our agendas, we cover pretty much the A to Z of fintech. So we provide a lot of detailed coverage around the banking topics, around blockchain, around crypto, around risk, security and fraud. But if I was to kind of take that up a notch, I would say one of the talking points will be around conversational commerce. And so we'll hear the likes of Amazon talk about it and MasterCard. And what does that mean for the way that we shop in the future? And there's been a lot of developments. There'll be a really good announcement or two being made on site, which talks to how consumers can get that integrated experience and just make things kind of very kind of customer friendly and customer centric. So definitely that's one topic. Another one I would say is around collaboration. So we've talked a lot over the last, say, 3 to 5 years around collaboration and how companies are coming together to create new products. But what we'll see at Money 2020 this year is the real kind of value that's being created. So where, how does 1 + 1 = 3 more than anything else? And so that we'll see, particularly from banks working with startups and kind of pointing to, the actual tangible examples of new products being created or cost savings being made.
All right, and building on that and homing in on the agenda you've been working on, which areas are you most excited about, would you say?
I think some of the keynotes, certainly. So this year we've raised the bar and we've got individuals like Steve Wozniak coming from the US, and he'll be talking a lot about his past experiences, but also talking about the future of artificial intelligence. So that will be, we're quite privileged to have literally a living legend at the event, which is going to be awesome. Then we have Antonio Banderas, which is an unusual choice, but the reason for that is he is an ambassador of a biometrics company, and so he's quite passionate about the world of identity. And so he'll be on stage alongside the CEO of the company he represents, which is Biocryptology, and we've thrown David Birch into the mix as well. So the three of them on stage could be quite amusing. In terms of other sessions that we have, we brought Tencent to the table. So for those that don't know Tencent very well, it's one of the largest tech firms in the world out of China and has the largest social media market, I suppose. And they've started to build payment services on top of that, as well as broader financial services. And so they'll be on stage talking about it. And I think, it's possibly the first time Tencent is speaking in Europe as well. So that's a major coup for us. And I think, touching upon that whole Tencent narrative, that we're starting to see a blurring of lines between a consumer's social life, retail life and financial life. And this has massive implications for retail banks. It has massive implications for actual kind of the way retail is currently done. If you start to do this over social media channels or through one super app, you start to disintermediate a number of the players. And so we'll be covering that a little bit. We have Alipay talking about it too, and a whole kind of suite of sessions in one of our track rooms. So there are a few other things. Naturally on the banking side, we'll be covering kind of transformation and a little bit around the cultural aspect. But how can banks kind of adapt to the coming years? And so we'll have the incumbents, so the HSBCs of this world, to some of the real kind of slick operators like ING and BBVA. And then naturally you need the challenger banks in the mix as well. So one of the good things that we do is we bring the broader community to the table rather than just focusing on one particular segment of the industry.
And finally, Pat, we've heard a little bit about how you're going to be testing new payments methods through a payments race. Can you tell me a bit more about this and how it links in with the event?
Sure. So it started off last year as a little bit of fun with a partner of ours, Fintech Finance. And so essentially it's a race from one place to the event, and we have 5 racers, and each racer can only use one mode of payment. So last year we had someone come from with gold, we had someone with Bitcoin, we had someone with cash, someone with cards, and then with mobile. And so we're doing the same again, but it's going to be from Istanbul to Amsterdam, and there will be a number of challenges along the way, which will be quite kind of payments and banking related. But one of the things that this race does very well is it starts to zone in on the usability of a particular payment instrument. So these racers will start to kind of talk about their experiences in retail outlets, buying transport tickets, or even kind of market stalls. And so it starts to kind of highlight the strengths of different payment instruments on this journey across multiple countries, but also the weaknesses. So that's something, you know, we're keen to kind of just provide a bit of different type of content, and this will kind of seed through to the main stage on day 2, where we'll start to talk about the pros and cons of different instruments and also announce the winner of the payments race.
Certainly some things to be looking forward to then. Pat, this has been great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching.